Okay, so welcome everyone. Hello, my name is Jason Gorenstein, and this is our Hatha Yoga Level 1 class. Today is Sunday, May the 31st, not the 30th. My apologies for that. And the time is not 6 a.m., but 10:15 a.m., a few minutes past 10 a.m., so 10:15 a.m. And this class will go until 10 a.m. So as all classes, 55 minutes in duration. And I hope that you guys are having a really nice Sunday today. So let's begin. We have a really nice practice in store. So I hope that you guys will enjoy joining me on this morning's practice. Without further ado, so let us begin our practice today. So you'll begin lying down on your mats in Shavasana. So arms are extended out to the sides, palms are facing the ceiling. Just let your breath be long and slow. I'm going to give me a moment to get the audio set up. So just give me one moment to change the audio over. All right, so audio should be back. And without further ado, let us begin. So lying down on your back and allow your knees to be, or legs to be fully extended on forward. So we start out our class in a pose called Shavasana. And this is a pose that it's a primary standing pose and a primary seated pose. And you're going to extend the legs all the way forward, and you'll release the entire body all the way down on the mat. So let the head relax down, let the eyes relax down, and breathe here. So this is called Shavasana pose. And as you gather, you allow your attention to be in your breath. So we take Shavasana's pose in order to create an observation across the body. So in Shavasana's pose, you'll notice your shoulders, you'll notice the neck, head, you'll notice the legs. You'll just let the breath continue to travel in and out through those nostrils. And there's a couple of actions that distinguish Shavasana from other poses. So the outer thighs continue to release towards those inner thighs. The head really continues to release down towards the mat. The eyes continue to close here. Now let that breath be long and slow. Just let your body continue to relax and breathe here. So as you breathe, just begin to feel the sit bones releasing down towards the backs of the heels, the legs releasing from the top of the thigh down, and the feet releasing as well. You'll take your feet, you'll begin to bring your feet towards one another. The right foot will come to the left foot will come to the right. You'll flex both of those feet and allow the thigh bones to release down to the mat. So for those of us who have low back issues, you can bend the knees here. Otherwise, begin to extend the flesh of the buttocks forward towards the backs of the heels. And then from here, lengthen those fingers up towards the ceiling. As you lengthen the fingers up towards the ceiling, there's a couple of actions that you'll take note of. First of all, let the belly release down towards the floor. Now you'll notice that the chest lifts up slightly here, which is fine, but you want to continue to feel the action of the chest softening down towards those frontal hip points. The arms are still extended up and over the head. And as you feel ready, you're going to begin to lengthen the fingers all the way back towards the back of the room here. So once again, the belly releases down towards the floor. The arms continue to lengthen towards the back of the room. And breathe. So the arms start to become longer here. Good. And as you feel the arms becoming longer here, keep allowing those thigh bones to release down towards the floor. Once again, the chest wants to lift up. So by drawing the belly in and by softening those frontal rib points, you'll notice that the belly softens here. I'll take the arms back and over the head. We're going to draw the right knee into the chest for Ekapada Apanasana, so just hugging the right knee into the chest here. As you draw the right knee into the chest, let both elbows release down towards the sides of the waist. Let the shoulders release down. Let the neck muscles soften here. Good. And then as you feel ready, you'll extend the right leg on forward. Take the arms up over the head. Hug the belly in. Lengthen the fingers to the back of the room. And as you exhale, drawing the left knee into the chest. So once again here, left knee now hugs into the chest. Flex the right toes. And breathe here. And once again, you'll allow that left leg to extend on forward, flexing both feet, letting the arms extend up and over the head. Keep extending, keep extending, keep extending. And then eventually you'll draw both knees and hug them into the chest. So now both knees hug into the chest. You'll rock those hips gently to the right and back to center and gently to the left. And back to center. Eventually, releasing those feet down to the mat. You'll roll the body over onto your side. And as you feel ready, begin to press your way up and find your way into a tabletop pose. Okay. As you take tabletop pose, feel the palms pressing down towards the mat. Spread the fingers wide apart here. Wrap the outer arms in and lengthen the chest on forward. So, the thumbs and the forefingers continue to press down. The outer arms continue to revolve back and allow the chest to lengthen on forward. So the shoulder blades move into the center chest. Now hug the belly in so the belly continues to move towards the ceiling as the tailbone continues to lengthen down towards the floor. The thighs continue to rotate back towards the hamstrings, and the chest continues to lengthen forward towards the crown of the head. From here, as you feel ready, you'll tuck both of those toes underneath. You'll press down through the feet and find your way into downward facing dog pose. So in downward facing dog pose here, walk the fingers slightly forward. Spin the outer arms in. And begin to feel that the chest is drawing, or rather the belly is drawing towards the ceiling. Allow the knees to be bent here. And just begin to feel the fingers pressing down evenly through the floor. So all 10 fingers are pressing down. Eyes are soft here. Breath is long and slow. Release that head down towards the mat. So continue to lift those forearms up. Continue to wrap those outer thighs in. And breathe into the sides of the waist. And as you feel ready to here, release those knees back down to the floor. And you're going to move through a couple of rounds of cat and cow pose. So as you inhale, peel the chest up, lift up the heart. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine. As you inhale, peeling up through the chest and the heart. And as you exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, peeling the chest and the heart up. Exhale, rounding through the spine. One more time, find your way into downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose here. Continue to press those heels back. Continue to feel the shins lifting up towards the knees. Feel the outer thighs revolving in. And continue to wrap those outer arms in here, releasing the head all the way down towards the mat. Now, as you feel ready, begin to walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. As you walk those feet on forward, inhale, lengthen the chest, heart, and sternum here. As you exhale, hinge those hips and release the entire body down to the mat again. Good. Take the hands to the hip bones, press down through the feet. Inhale, lifting the chest and finding your way up towards a standing posture. As you take standing pose Tadasana, open the palms out to the sides and allow that breath to be long and slow. So we're in the same pose as we started with today. We started with Shavasana and now we're in Tadasana. And they're pretty much identical poses. Remember, the feet are together, feet are flexed. The outer thighs are revolving in. Buttocks flesh is lengthening towards the backs of the heels. And the sternum is lengthening up towards the crown of the head. Take the arms forward, float the arms all the way up towards the ceiling, palms face one another. So once again here, as you lift those arms up, begin to feel the side ribs lengthening down towards those hip bones. Hug the belly in here. Keep lifting up through those back ribs, and the arms can move a little bit wider apart. Continue to internally rotate your pinky fingers as you externally rotate your thumbs. That's it. So the arms are in what we call an external rotation here. And then soften those frontal ribs. So it's a very important action. As the frontal ribs soften, you can feel the back ribs lifting up just a little bit more. As you exhale, take the arms down into the sides. Palms face the front of the room. As you inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and release the hands down to the mat. Inhale here, bring the hands to the shins, lift the chest forward and up. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, release the hands all the way down. Inhale, spin the arms up towards the ceiling, lengthen through the fingers. As you exhale, bring the hands back down to the sides. Good. Inhale, lifting those arms up towards the ceiling here. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthening the chest, the heart, the sternum. Exhale, hinging at those hips again. Inhale, spinning those arms up towards the ceiling here, palms face. Exhale, bringing those hands to the side. So let's continue on. Inhale, floating the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding all the way forward. Inhale, lengthening the chest. As you exhale, plant the hands down. Step the left leg back, release the left knee down. Inhale, float the arms up. So this is called Ardha Anjalyasana, or half crescent pose. Press through the left shin, lift both sides of the ribs and breathe here. As you exhale, bring those hands down to the floor. Step the right leg back, find your way onto your knees and press your way back into downward facing dog. So, again in downward facing dog here, fingers are spread wide apart. Forearms are lifting up, outer arms are revolving in. Now continue to release the head down towards the mat. Continue to lift the outer arms up, or the inner arms up rather, as you release the head down to the mat. Now release the knees on down here and step your left leg forward. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Palms face one another. Now as you continue to breathe, keep lengthening through those side ribs all the way to the fingertips. As you exhale, hands come next to either side of the left leg. Step your right leg forward. Inhale, lengthen the chest. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding. Inhale, taking the arms up towards the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana pose. As you exhale, release the hands back down into the sides, palms face the front of the room. Inhale, we float the arms up overhead. As you exhale, hands come to the center chest, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Inhale, lengthening the chest, heart, and sternum. Good. As you exhale, step the right leg back this time and float both arms up towards the ceiling. So once again, we're here for a moment. We're going to take the hands down to the floor, step the left leg back, and find our way into downward facing dog pose again. So this time from downward facing dog pose, we shift forward into plank, which is the top of a push-up. Press those heels back, lift those inner thighs up, and continue to lengthen the buttocks flesh to the backs of the heels. As you exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog pose. Lower the knees down to the mat. This time stepping the right leg forward. Inhale, floating the arms up. As you exhale, release the hands down to the floor. Step your left leg to meet your right. Inhale, lengthening here. Exhale, folding. Inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana pose. As you exhale, bring the hands next to your sides. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding all the way forward. Inhale, lengthening through the chest. Once again, you'll step that left leg back, release that left knee down. Inhale, float the arms up again. All right, one more time. Place the hands down. Step the right leg back. Good. So now we press back into downward facing dog, and one more time shift into plank. All right. So from plank pose, we're going to lower the knees down, and we're going to bend the elbows halfway. Good. Inhale, press up. Come back into plank pose, and take downward facing dog. Then from here, we're going to release those knees down to the floor. We're going to take our left leg forward. Inhale, float both arms up for Urdhva Hastasana arms in our lunge, Ardha Anjalyasana. As you take your hands down to the mat, you'll step your right leg up. Inhale, lengthening the chest here. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding. Inhale, taking the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, taking the hands down to the side. One more time. Inhale, floating the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding. Inhale, lengthening here. You're going to take your right leg back. Release the right knee down. Inhale, float both arms up. As you feel ready, release the hands down on either side of the leg. Step the left leg back. Good. Downward facing dog pose here. So once again, we're in downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, release forward or shift into plank. Lower the knees down. Bend the elbows halfway and lower the chest all the way down. Walk the hands back, walk the hands back, walk the hands back. So the hands are hugging against the sides of the ribs. Hug the outer elbows in. Feel the shoulder blades moving into the center chest here as you peel the chest on up. Good. As you exhale here, begin to press down through the hands and pressing back for downward facing dog pose. Nice. Downward facing dog pose here. If you'd like, you can lower the knees down, or if you want to try, you can step forward your right foot in between your hands. Release the left knee down. Inhale, float the arms up. One more time for Anjalyasana. Exhale, hands come to the sides. Press through the left ball of the foot. Step the left leg up. Step the left leg forward. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, spin the arms up towards the ceiling for Urdhva Hastasana pose. As you exhale, taking the hands back down to the side. So once again, float those arms up and over the head. And begin to feel the tailbone lengthening down towards the floor. Begin to feel those outer thighs revolving in. Begin to feel the lengthening from the center chest. You're going to place the hands now on the hips, and you're going to begin to bend those knees. So as you bend the knees, hinge from the hips, lengthen all four sides of the torso here, and elongate the spine. That's it. Take your hands to the outer thighs here and revolve the outer thighs in towards the inner thighs. So the femur bones continue to press back towards the hamstrings. That's it. As you exhale here, straighten those legs and hinge on forward. Good. So we're going to take the hands to the thighs again. We're going to begin to bend those knees and revolve in. So you're literally going to take your thumbs and you're going to push the outer thigh flesh towards the inner thigh flesh. So the back body begins to spread open and grow long. As you exhale, lean on forward, lift up through the kneecaps, and release the head on down. One more time. So you bring your hands on top of the thighs. You're going to revolve the outer thighs and keep sinking down, keep sinking down, keep sinking down. Take the arms up towards the ceiling, Utkatasana chair pose, and straighten those legs as you come back up to standing. One more time. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, folding down to your mat. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, the heart, the sternum. As you exhale, plant those hands down to the mat. Walk the feet back. Downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose. Shift forward into plank. Lower those knees down. Lower the chest all the way down to the floor. Okay, so for our second variation, you're going to walk those hands back again. You're going to peel up the chest, peel up the heart, peel up the sternum. Hug the outer elbows in. Press down through the tops of the fingers here and begin to float the right leg up. That's it. Draw the right leg into the midline of the body. Breathe here. And as you exhale, lower that leg down. You're going to press down through the right foot. You're going to draw the left thigh in. Good. Breathe here. Keep lifting, keep lifting, keep lifting. exhale, lower on down. You're going to lift both feet up. Come up onto the fingertips this time. Lift the chest. Nice. And as you exhale, you're going to tuck the toes underneath. Press down through the fingers and begin to take those hips on back. Downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose here, releasing the head down towards the mat and breathing here. So continue to breathe as you spread those fingers wide apart, continuing to release the head all the way down towards the floor. Wrap those outer arms in. Lengthen those side ribs on up and breathe here. And then from here, you're going to walk the feet forward towards the hands. And inhale, lengthen the chest halfway up. As you exhale here, forward fold all the way down. As you inhale, spin the arms up towards the ceiling. Utkatasana, chair pose. And as you exhale, straighten those legs. Now take the hands to the hips. Step the feet wide apart. And we're going to spin both feet over to the right side of the room. As you spin both feet over the right side of the room, naturally, your right hip hinges forward. So can you lift that right hip up as you press down through your left heel? Good. Now, as you begin to press through that left heel, begin to bend into that right knee. Allow the right hip to lift off of the right thigh. So the right hip, the right frontal hip, it actually begins to lift up. The right knee bends here, 90 degrees. That's it. And then you'll straighten through that right leg. You're going to bend into that right knee again and straighten through that right leg. Bending through that right knee and straightening through that right leg. All right. One more time, bending through that right knee here. Good. Now you'll take your arms and you'll extend your arms out to the sides. So when we extend our arms out to the sides, feel your left arm pulling you back as you bend through that right knee. Keep drawing both sides of the chest over to the thumbs. Keep drawing both back ribs over to the pinky fingers. Feel both arms extending or pulling in equal opposite directions here. And then begin to straighten that right leg. Hands come onto the hips again. Now you'll turn your right foot in. You'll be here for a moment. This is called it's called Padottanasana pose, or Padahastasana, Hasta Padottanasana. So there's various names of the pose. I've heard it called Padottanasana pose, or foot pose, or foot extended pose. And then from here, you'll turn your right leg in. You'll turn your left leg out. Hasta Padottanasana variation. So as you feel ready, you'll bend into that left knee here. So see that the left knee bends directly over the second toe. Keep lifting through the left hip. That's it. And press the right heel down. Now begin to draw the left leg to straight as you press through the left foot. And once again, bend into that left knee. So as we bend into that left knee, the right heel presses down. The right outer thigh draws in. The right hip, it releases forward here slightly. So you're not putting too much pressure in that right hip. There might be a tendency. The hips are actually in external rotation here. Not neutral, but external. And then you'll straighten through that left leg. Good. Once again, you'll bend into that left knee. So let that right outer hip revolve in slightly. And then take the arms out to the side. So you're still reaching back through that right arm as well. Now breathe here and feel both feet pressing down into the mat. Outer thighs are revolving in, so that left outer thigh is revolving in. The left buttocks is drawing back towards the right heel. The right thigh is moving forward towards the left foot. Straighten that leg and bring both hands to the hips. Take your feet, bring your feet towards one another, and then step your feet together. So as we step our feet together, we come into, once again, Tadasana pose. And Tadasana pose is more or less an observation of the body. We notice the feet, feel the inner kneecaps lifting up, feel the outer buttocks flesh releasing towards the heels, and allow both side ribs to lengthen to the armpits. So as you move into the next pose, you continue to maintain those actions. Hands come to the hips again, step the feet wide apart. Now as we step the feet wide apart, see that the weight is even in both feet. Good. Then from here, we spin our left foot in and we spin the right leg out. As you turn the right leg out, notice here that the left hip is slightly in front of the right, and that's fine. That's a part of the pose. But you want to allow that right hip to lift up slightly so that you have a balance on the horizontal plane. All right? So on the transverse plane, we have that balance in both of our hips. From here, you look forward to the right foot. You can add a light bend into that right knee, and you're going to begin to lean those hips on forward. So just start here, leaning those hips on forward. As you lean the hips on forward, you'll notice that the chest, the right side of the chest, is coming towards the right leg, which is fine. But you want to eventually spin the left side of the chest up towards the ceiling. So the left chest is more in line with the left hip than the right chest is in line with the right. And then lift up here. Good. Once again, hinge on forward. So see if you get a little deeper here. All right? Press through that left heel. Light, nice bend in that right knee. It's just a light bend. And then keep lengthening the chest. So even the right rib cage are lengthening forward. And then one more time, lift back up. Okay. Third variation, arms extend out to the sides, just as if we were moving back into Warrior Two pose. From here, press through the left heel, hinge on forward. So feel that right buttocks lengthening back. Feel the right side of the chest lengthening forward. Release the right hand down the shin. So you maintain the length in that right side body. Then you lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Wrap that right arm back. Good. Keep lifting up through the left fingers here. As the left fingers lift up, allow your left heel to press on down. So this is called triangle pose or Trikonasana. Breathe here as you draw your outer right shoulder back. Inhale, float the left arm up. Arms come out to the sides. Exhale, hands come to the hips. Bend into the right knee slightly. Spin the right leg in. Turn the entire left leg out. Good. So once again here, as you press through the right heel, you're going to take the right side of your chest forward, and you're going to draw the left hip back. All right? Spin the chest up towards the ceiling here. So keep lengthening, keep lengthening, keep lengthening here, and press back through that right heel. Inhale, lifting the chest on up. Good. All right. So continue to press that right heel back. Continue to press that right thigh back. Hinge forward, hinge forward, hinge forward here, and continue to spin the chest up towards the ceiling. Very nice. Inhale, lengthening on and back up. One more time. Press through that right heel. Hinge the chest forward, hinge the chest forward, hinge the chest forward. Nice. Spin the chest up towards the ceiling. And then from here, release the left hand down the leg. Let the right arm lift up towards the ceiling here. And begin to breathe as you move into Trikonasana triangle pose. Press through the right heel. See the right hip drawing forward. Feel the left buttocks drawing back. That's it. So the left buttocks left hip is drawing back towards the right heel. The right hip is drawing forward towards the left leg. And then you're turning the chest up towards the ceiling. So it protects the hips here. You don't have too much pressure on that right hip. Inhale, float your right arm up. Take your hands to your hips, turn your feet towards one another, and then from here, place your feet back towards one another and find your way back into Tadasana pose, mountain pose. So once again, as we find our way back into mountain pose, inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling, bend those knees here, find your way into Utkatasana chair pose. Be here for a moment, and then straighten through those legs. Just one moment here, all right? Hands come to the hips again. Take your feet wide apart, all right? So then from here, we'll spin our right foot over to the right one more time. You're going to bend that right knee 90 degrees here. So feel that right hip lifting up. Turn the left buttocks thigh in, all right? Shift the weight forward, place your right forearm on that right thigh, and turn the chest up towards the ceiling. Inhale, float the left arm up towards the ceiling here. So breathe here as you draw the right buttocks in. Lengthen the left side of your chest forward. Now the right chest is also moving forward as well. Take the left arm, glide it behind the hand, bring the arm forward, and sweep the arm up and over the head. This is called extended side angle pose. Please continue to press through that right heel, or the left heel rather, as you revolve the left pinky finger down towards the mat. arm extends back down towards the floor, arm extends up towards the ceiling, lengthen the fingers, come back into warrior two pose as you straighten that right leg. Spin both feet in, spin the feet towards the other side. From here, press through the right heel, bend in through the left knee. Good. As you feel ready, take your forearm, place your left forearm on the left thigh, press the right heel down, spin the right outer thigh in, and begin to lift the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing through the right heel. Keep spinning the right thigh down. Take the right thumb to the back of the room. Glide the arm down, glide the arm down, glide the arm down, glide the arm forward, up, and over the head. Now, as you press that right heel down, spin the right hip down, spin the right pinky finger down towards the mat. Turn the chest up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing here as you lengthen through the side body. Inhale, arm extends up towards the ceiling again. Let that arm lift us up. Straighten through the left leg. Hands come to the hips and turn both feet to center. From here, begin to hinge forward, hinge forward, hinge forward until eventually you're releasing your hands all the way down towards the mat. Allow the weight to travel forward from the heels all the way to the balls of the feet. So even though your weight is in the balls of the feet, your weight is still in the heels. You didn't lose complete weight in the heels. You have weight in the balls of the feet as well. Feel the inner kneecaps lifting up. Press down through the fingers here. Wrap the outer arms in. Eventually, you can begin to release the forehead down towards the floor. Walk those hands back here. Keep lifting those kneecaps up towards the quadriceps. Allow the side ribs to lengthen towards the armpits. Release the forehead all the way down towards the mat. Good. And then from here, you'll walk the fingers on forward. You'll inhale. You'll take the hands to the hips and lift the chest on up. You'll heel toe the feet together, heel toe the feet together, heel toe the feet together. And release the arms out, down, and to either side of the body. That's it. All right. From here, you're going to take your hands back to your hips, okay? You're going to take your knees, and you're going to begin to bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees, and come into Utkatasana chair pose, okay? Keep bending those knees, keep bending those knees, keep bending those knees. Lift the arms up towards the ceiling. So we're going to take a few variations of this pose. Lift up, lift up, lift up, and then straighten those legs and take the arms out to the sides. Okay, now bring your feet to about hips width distance apart. Hands are still on the hips. Feet are in line with the hips. Bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees. And once again, find your way into Utkatasana pose. Arms are forward, hips are back, and then lift the arms up. All right? Keep drawing the belly in. Keep lifting up through the top of the chest and spinning your fingers towards the ceiling. Now straighten those legs and release the hands down to the sides. Good. Hands come to the hips again. Draw the knees in. All right? Let those knees bend in towards the floor. And then from here, lift the arms up towards the ceiling again. So 3 various variations. Let those internal thighs rotate in. Let the buttocks sink back. Feel the back body growing longer here. And then straighten those legs and bring the hands to the hips again. Good. All right. Now from here, keep the hands at the hips. You're going to bend the knees. Bring the knees back to parallel. Bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees. Bring your hands to the thighs and continue to lengthen the chest on forward. Okay? Now keep sinking back, keep sinking back, keep sinking back, and take your arms on forward. Keep lifting the chest and lift the arms up like Urdhva Hastasana arms, and then bring the arms forward. Lift the arms up like Urdhva Hastasana arms, and then bring the arms forward. One more time, lift the arms up like Urdhva Hastasana arms, lift the chest a little higher, draw the belly in, lift the legs, straighten the legs. Now you are in Urdhva Hastasana, and release the hands down to your sides. Okay, hands come to the hips. All right, from here, you're going to bend the knees again. You're going to release the torso on down, and you're going to release the hands all the way down towards the mat. So if your hands don't reach the mat, see that you have blocks on either side of your hands. So you can just grab your way, hold of blocks here, and place blocks right underneath the chest here.
You will release the head down so that the shoulders are mildly rounded here. You can always lower the blocks down to even setting just so that the entire chest region of the body releases down to the fingers. Let the kneecaps lift up. Release the head on down towards the mat. Now let the weight drift forward from the heels to the toes. And breathe here. All right. From here, lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum, lengthen on forward again. Nice. So from here, feel that length. Feel how the shoulder blades set into the shoulder girdle region. Lengthen the chest on forward. One more time, forward fold here. And if you can, stack the blocks up and release the head on down. Now I know this may be challenging, so you can bring your feet just a little bit wider apart if you need to, and release the head on down. And this is important because once the head releases on down, breathe into the back body. Feel the backs of the legs growing longer here. Feel the head softening. Feel the eyes closing. So nice little forward fold here. The belly hollows, the chest releases, and breathe. Now eventually you'll take your hands down to the mat again. You'll lengthen the chest on forward here. Good. Now the hands come to the hips, lift the chest on up, and you're back to standing. Take your blocks, place them on either side of your mat, and then bring your hands back to your hips and breathe. So back into Tadasana pose, okay? From here, you're going to step the feet wide apart. You're going to spin both feet over to the right. You're going to draw the right hip back, press that left hip forward, and breathe here. Release the hands down, release the hands down, release the hands down. Feel the right outer hip drawing back. Feel the left hip drawing forward, and breathe here. So both hands are now on your blocks. And you're continuing to feel the left hip move towards the right foot. You're continuing to feel the right hip move towards the left heel. You can take your hand and place it on your low back. So take your right hand and place it on your low back. And just feel that both sides of the back are even here. So sometimes the right hip is a lot higher than the left. So you want to see that the left hip releases down just slightly and the right hip maybe draws a little bit higher up. Okay. Now from here, just release the head down and close the eyes. Mild roundedness of the spine, and you're breathing into the back of your right leg. So in each breath, the back of the right leg grows a little bit longer here as you continue to release on down. Now from here, you'll lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum. Hold your blocks. Turn your feet in and turn to the opposite side. You'll release both hands down on your opposite side. This is called Parsvatonasana, pyramid pose. So the hands are on the blocks. You continue to press that left foot down as you draw the left hip back. You continue to press the right heel down as you draw the right hip forward. The right heel is moving towards the left foot. The left hip is moving towards the right heel. So both of the legs are spinning in opposite directions. Then the belly is drawing towards the ceiling here as you lengthen through those side ribs. Elbows are hugging in and up. Outer arms are drawing towards the backs of the thighs, and you're breathing here. All right. And from here, you're going to take your hands. You're going to place your hands on the hips, and you're going to spin the feet towards one another and take the feet back together here. Tadasana pose. Okay. So from Tadasana pose, we're going to find our way back onto our mats. And we're going to extend our legs forward in front of us. So our legs are extending forward in front of us, and we're breathing here. So as you breathe here, hands come to either side of the body. Lift the chest up, lift the heart up, lift the sternum up, and breathe. So continue to see that the top of the chest is lifting up. Continue to see that the elbows are drawing back, and keep lifting through those side ribs here. Now as you continue to breathe, draw the right knee into the chest. Hug that right knee in. Take your right arm around the right leg. Take your left hand behind your back. Now take the right arm up towards the ceiling here. Reach it on up. Bend that right elbow. Hug it into the chest and breathe here. Draw the right outer thigh in. Lift both sides of the chest up and breathe. And then you'll take your right leg on forward. You'll draw the left knee on in, and then you'll take the other side. So you're going to wrap your left arm around the leg. You're going to take your right arm behind the back. Draw the left elbow to a bent position and turn the chest over from the center all the way over to the right side of the room. Keep pressing down through both sit bones here. Keep lifting through both sides of the chest. And back to center again. Release that left leg on forward. Good. All right, so from here, you're going to take your right leg, draw it on in. You're going to take your, if you have a block, you're going to place the block right behind your right leg. Some of us can release the right thigh down to the mat, but otherwise, the block is very nice here. You'll take a strap. You'll place a strap around the left heel, and then you'll begin to lengthen your chest on forward. So we take very similar actions here. The right hip actually begins to draw forward. The left hip draws back. The right hip is moving towards the left foot. The left hip is moving towards the right knee. And as you continue to breathe here, feel both sides of the chest lengthening. So the right side of the chest is actually revolving just slightly over towards the outer left foot. The left side of the chest is revolving back towards the right outer hip. So those actions create a lengthening of the chest. It also allows for the sternum to elongate over the left leg. And then as you feel ready, you'll come on up. You'll take your right leg, extend it on forward. You'll take the left leg, you'll bring it on in, and we'll take the other side of the pose. So from here, we'll take a strap, we'll place it around the top of that leg. All right? And from here, you'll lengthen, you'll lengthen, you'll lengthen. Press through the ball of your right foot. Lengthen through both sides of your chest. So lengthen through that chest, lengthen through that heart, lengthen through that sternum here. All right, and then as you feel ready, find your way back into center. Okay, good. So from here, you'll find out that, before we actually move all the way down, you're going to take your legs, you're going to extend both sides of your strap over both legs and take yourself into Paschimottanasana. So this is called the west facing the east pose. Now, here, there is much of a tendency for the spine to round, and each of our backs are different. It depends on our, what has happened throughout our lives. So as you feel ready, lengthen through both side ribs over to the armpits. Allow the trapezius muscles to move down towards the hip bones. So feel those trapezius muscles releasing down towards the hip bones as you allow the sternum to lengthen towards those big toe mounds here. All right, and then as you feel ready, lift on up and release that strap on down. Now from here, you're gonna take your hips on forward. You're gonna come onto your back and hug those knees into the chest. As the knees hug into the chest, just breathe here. And begin to feel your side ribs releasing down all the way towards the mat as you hug both knees into the chest. So one more time, you're going to take the right knee into the chest. You're going to take your strap around the top of the right foot and lengthen the right heel all the way up towards the ceiling here. So you could keep that left knee bent is fine. The right outer hip is moving towards the left heel. The left outer hip is moving towards the right ball of the foot. All right, so it's kind of this interesting internal lift through the hip to extend both hips on forward. Now draw both shoulders down. Both shoulders are releasing to the shoulder girdle as the center chest lifts on up. You're breathing here. This is called Supta Padangusthasana A with a bent knee. And as you feel ready, that knee comes to a bend. Release that foot on down. You're going to take your left foot, extend your left leg all the way up towards the ceiling here. Press down through the right ball of the foot. Now allow the right hip to release on down. The outer left hip is drawing towards the right ball of the foot. The right outer buttocks is drawing in towards the left extended heel or left ball of the foot. And then from here, feel the belly drawing in towards the back of the mat. Keep lengthening through the chest, keep lengthening through the heart, keep lengthening through the sternum. Let the outer shoulders release down as the center chest lifts on up. So breathe here. This is a similar action that the left outer leg is revolving towards the inner leg. The right outer thigh is revolving towards the inner thigh. Okay, bend that knee. From here, take both legs, bring them to bent. Extend both legs up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through the balls of the feet. Now you have both hands holding onto the both outer thighs. We're in a very similar pose to Paschimottanasana. Now let the right and the left hip both lengthen all the way forward. So you can feel the belly drawing in. Both hips are lengthening forward. Now the inner thighs actually begin to revolve out. So you have to do an equal turning in of those inner thighs as the hips draw forward. So this lets the entire back body grow longer here. Then, as you feel ready, you're going to hug the belly in towards the chest. So you can always walk your hands slightly down the straps. You do want to feel that the tailbone is lengthening towards the backs of those heels. So all sides of the legs are lengthening forward towards the backs of the heels. And you're lengthening those big toe mounds all the way up towards the ceiling here. Nice. And as you exhale, bring those knees back to a bent position. Now, if you have a block, take a block, place it on the lowest setting, place it directly underneath your spine. You'll release that tailbone on down on that block, okay? Now from here, you'll bring both knees into the center chest and you'll lift those legs all the way up towards the ceiling. Flex the feet here and spread the toes wide apart. See that the buttocks is on that block. See that the toes are spread wide apart. Continue to feel the hip bones pressing towards those hamstrings. And as you exhale, release those feet on down to the mat. Bend the knees, release the feet on down. Now, if you have your other block, you're going to take your other block and you're going to bring your feet into a pose called Supta Padangusthasana. The feet come together, the knees come apart, the blocks are on either side of the legs, and just close the eyes here. As we take Supta Padangusthasana, take the hands, move the hands under the flesh of the buttocks, move the flesh of the buttocks forward to the backs of the heels. Release the tailbone on down. Let the outer thighs revolve towards the inner thighs. And breathe here.
then from here, please extend your legs all the way forward just for the final few moments of practice. Palms face the ceiling. Let the legs release on down. This is called Shavasana. So we actually started here and then we end here. It's a good way to kind of bring our class practice into a full circle. Now bring those knees into a bent position and roll the body weight over onto your side. And gently begin to press your way up into a seated position. So we take a cross-legged position to close the practice. We take our hands into our center chest. And as we exhale, we release the chin towards the chest and we say Namaste. So I hope that you guys have a phenomenal Sunday. Hope that you're well. This was our Hatha Yoga Level 1 class. My name is Jason Gorenstein. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day. If you want to stick around for another few moments, I will share a little bit more information. Thank you guys. So thank you guys so much. You just watched Hatha Yoga Level 1. Today is Tuesday, June the 2nd, today is, I don't know why I said that. Today is Sunday, May the 31st. Our class Hatha Yoga occurs every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Sunday at 10:15 a.m., Tuesday and Thursday at 6 a.m. And a couple ways you guys can help out if you have any interest is giving a thumbs up sign, giving a heart sign as well. So whether you're watching this on our Facebook, so we do this class on Facebook Live. All of our classes are on Facebook Live. Then after that, we upload the classes onto YouTube so you guys can watch them. And if you don't have a Facebook account, you can still watch my yoga classes. So a great way to enjoy these classes, even if you don't have a Facebook account. Another thing you guys can do is comment, let me know how you're doing, let me know how your day is going, share the videos. I love when you guys share the videos, really nice way. And also subscribe to the channel. If you guys haven't already, click the thumbs up sign, follow button to my page, my Facebook page, click the subscribe button, or rather ring the bell on my YouTube page. I also have a Venmo, so if you guys feel like sending any contributions go to things like production quality, lighting, sound, my clothes, what I wear. So all these things have to do with production. So if you guys feel like upping production quality, feel free to take a picture of that Venmo and feel free to send any pictures on Venmo. Once again, all classes are streaming on Facebook Live and all classes will be uploaded onto my YouTube page for continuous watch. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Be well, be happy. Namaste, yogis. Thank you guys so much.